I think my boyfriend is stalking me. Me and my boyfriend were friends prior to us dating. I knew him for about a year before we started dating and we've been dating for 3 months. Me and him were very close before and he had became friends with me because my best friend introduced him to me. He confessed he had feelings for me but I wasn't in a good place at the time to reciprocate feelings, but the more we talked the more I started to like him. When we started dating he constantly wanted to be around me, which was fine, but it was too much because at times I needed space and time for myself. It felt as if he was suffocating me. When I would tell him I would call him later because I needed to shower, you could tell he was getting upset and he would be like, "Why don't you just bring it with you? Are you hiding something?" I thought he was joking but he was being serious. I started to think he was stalking me when I was at my brother's and he would call me asking why am I at another guy's house. I told him it's my brother and he knows he's my brother, but yet he said he didn't care and that I needed to leave now. I obviously didn't listen and that made him mad. Every time I was at my brother's house he would FaceTime me screaming and crying and banging his head on the wall. Every time I was out somewhere he would call me and ask me why I'm at that specific place. I started to check my phone to see if he had a tracking app on it, but there was nothing. I started to become self-conscious and always looking around to see if I would spot his car. It was so bad he was even telling me where my mom was. I would text him saying I'm not sure where my mom went and he would be like, "Maybe she went to .. And when she would come back that was the exact place she would go to. Mind you, he doesn't even know my mom like that to know her favorite places or whatever. It got to the point where I called him out on it and he would say, "Even if I was wise that a problem you're mine." Some stupid shit like that. Me and my dad started checking my car and I found an Apple AirTag under my car. Me and my dad were in disbelief. I want to confront him but I'm scared of how he'll react. I just wanted more people's input on this situation because I've never been in something like this before. This is how abusive relationships start. You need to leave like now. My advice: confront him with your dad or a friend or in a public setting if none of them are available, that way he can't hurt you. You need to end things with him. There are plenty of guys that aren't creepy like him. I'm praying for you. Good luck and stay safe. Why do you want to confront him? This guy is absolutely terrifying and I'm legitimately worried about your safety. Do not confront him. Dump immediately. Take your car to a mechanic and have them look for other trackers. Take your phone to a repair shop and have them search for tracking apps and totally reset it, or better yet buy a new one. Block him everywhere. Change your number and make it clear you will call police if he attempts to contact you. This is not overreacting. You are in danger. Please leave him. He will end up hitting you instead of walls. He has some serious mental problems. This is not your average dating insecurity. I don't share my brother's opinion on his ex-wife and it's starting to piss me off. At my brother's insistence, I flew across the country after his baby was born to help out his new bride. I stayed with them a while, about 6 weeks, and really got to know her. She's young and flighty but a good person, and definitely a devoted mom. The marriage didn't last a year. Now, my brother is back home with us, 3,000 miles away, and only has Skype, Zoom visitation with his son. The now ex-wife is intentionally low contact. The divorce was messy. He keeps calling her a she-devil narcissist, who sandbagged him with a kid and needs psychiatric help. I don't think any of these things, and he's always demanding I back him up or validate what he says. She wanted to talk to me instead of him at the end of my nephew's last Zoom visit and he got so angry I thought he was going to explode. I still want to keep open a door of friendly communication with my little nephew's mom, so he can be a bigger part of our lives and so she knows someone in our family doesn't hate her. But my brother sees this as a betrayal. I am completely torn and have no idea what to do. Pensive face. What is the best way to handle this complicated situation? It's absolutely necessary for you to remain in contact with your nephew and her as a byproduct. But also I would point blank ask him why he's left his child with a narcissist, because either he's lying about her being a narcissist or he's left his child with one and he needs to start making plans on how to co-parent or single parent for the best interest of his child. My girlfriend has an open relationship with someone else. 5 days ago I was asked out by my crush. She had a crush on me, and at first it was going strong. Until it wasn't. Yesterday she texted me that she was in an open relationship with someone else and she didn't tell me that before we got together because she forgot. Like what the fuck, that ain't something you forget to tell your crush before you get together with him. I ended making a stupid mistake by saying it's okay for her to keep her relationship with the other person, but I personally am not comfortable with having an open relationship. And the icing on the cake is that she is my first ever girlfriend. We've only been dating for 5 days, so we are barely scratching the surface of our relationship, but I'm hesitant to let her go. Edit. I should probably mention we are both 18 and still school, so we're pretty young. Edit 2. I ended it. Too long did not read. Girlfriend forgets to tell me that she has an open relationship with someone else. Hang on, 5 days ago was your first date with a girl you are calling your girlfriend? She's not your girlfriend if it's been 5 days. She's not your girlfriend. You need to move on. In an open relationship, I believe you tell potential partners almost immediately to avoid this situation, misunderstandings. Going by your post, I am assuming you would like to end it with this person and are looking for a way to let them down gently? If not, ignore the rest. Hey, insert name. When we talked earlier and you told me you were in an open relationship, I was caught off guard. The truth is that I am only interested in monogamous relationships. You're a great person, but our interests don't align, so I'm breaking up with you. Edit as you please, but use break up because it leaves no room for interpretation. You're 100% positive it's an open relationship and she's not just cheating on her boyfriend? Edit. And by boyfriend I mean the other guy. I'm not sure if my boyfriend's jealousy is acceptable. Tonight really affected me. My boyfriend and I went to an art gallery with the intention of enjoying art and seeking for inspiration. I shared that my intention was about him enjoying the night after a stressful workweek. I thought it was going well in the beginning until we got to one particular small gallery. I liked taking my time looking at each piece and he continued to walk ahead of me. The artist of this small gallery came up to me to discuss some of his work. My boyfriend was at the other side of the gallery. When I introduced myself, I told him my boyfriend and I came here on a whim and seeking inspiration. I couldn't see where my boyfriend was and I felt nervous being there on my own with this artist. So I shared about my boyfriend's works. I believe this conversation went on for about 5 minutes. I thanked the artist, tried looking for my BF, and nowhere to be found. He clearly left. I called and walked around blocks looking for him and no answer. So I walked to his car. You can just tell he was waiting there angry. I was upset that he left me alone at the gallery when the intention was to explore together. He was upset because he saw me talking to the artist and played with the idea I was flirting with the artist and out here trying to find guys to match with. I explained to my boyfriend what happened. He said his rule is if I don't find him in 2 minutes while talking to someone he's leaving because I'm flirting. I didn't know that's a rule. This just hurt that he couldn't even come up to me while I was chatting with this artist and I thought I was doing something nice by sharing about my BF's work. Too long did not read. Boyfriend saw me talking to artist of a gallery. I shared with the artist about my BF's work and I couldn't find my boyfriend while chatting. BF saw me chatting and took it as me flirting with the artist. So he left me at the gallery and I felt hurt and abandoned. That is not acceptable at all. That's the kinda shit my abusive ex started with. I'm not saying he's abusive. But if he is, drawing boundaries now protects you. And if he isn't, then he needs to know that shit won't fly. Get out now sis, it's only gonna escalate. That is not acceptable. He needs to grow up. An adult would have walked over to you both and joined in the conversation. Thank you everyone for sharing your insights. It's reassuring to know I wasn't overreacting on my response to the situation and it was okay to feel hurt by his actions. A good reminder that all the times I work towards working together versus against each other, I forget that it involves a lot of teamwork. Which has lacked on his part in a majority of our relationship. I will have to end this and begin the healing process ASAP. He's starting the controlling behavior. It's little things at first but eventually you question everything. I'd end it now, but that's just me.